set in general that I'm looking very much forward to. Like Bexder in tournaments has already been able to take games off of established players like Lash, for example, as well. So definitely not to be underestimated.
Yeah, looks like we'll be starting off on Dry Arabia. Fun maps coming up in the future too. We'll either be on Frisian Marshes or Kawasan next map. But starting off on the classic Dry Arabia, it's going to be Sengoku Daimyo into China, into the Chinese. This will be a fun matchup. With every new civ that gets added into the game, the number of matchups just exponentially seems to grow and grow and grow. We're reaching the point where, like, I can genuinely say I don't know if I remember seeing any Sengoku into China games before at this level. Like, I'm trying to think back. Like, have I seen this one before? So often China gets banned. We just haven't seen it in EGC tournaments too often. So I don't know if I've seen Sengoku play China in an EGC tournament just yet myself. What do you make of the matchup?
As you mentioned, it's one that is pretty rare. I think this matchup is very similar to when China plays against Japanese, because China, with the Pro Scout meta, they love to pump out those Lancers, but when you're up against Japanese, which just have Lancers but better with the deflective armor, you kind of have to instead go for infantry. You have to make spearmen, you have to make crossbows, maybe some paddle scots in the mix as well. You can't just like try and make your own Lancers and try to win the game that way. Instead, what you have to do is you have to go for the eventual Song Dynasty to get some more economy scaling in, and you have to play in an infantry game, and you have to play it for a little bit of a longer while and just get the mass and just get the mass going, really. I know Bexder, he kind of loves to do that playstyle, actually. Like, he has a very unique way of playing Shushi's Legacy as well. That is reminiscent to how we played Shushi when it first came out, with 2TC most of the time. So 2TC Shushi without Pro Scouts. So it could be that we're seeing something similar coming in from him here with the Chinese up against Sengoku. But obviously, like, JIF, established player, a very aggressive player. Like, he loves to go for cavalry raids, non-stop aggression. So this is going to be an interesting one, whether Bexder has enough defensive capabilities here to keep up with JIF music.
Yeah.
Interesting flag, by the way, for those of you that aren't too familiar with JIF music, that country flag that he's got, it's Isle of Man.
I was going to say that. I was going to say I haven't seen Isle of Man's flag in a long time. Kind of fun to see it up here. I mean, we see the German flag. We see, we see the Spanish, the Canadian flag a lot. We see the French flag. Fun to see the Isle of Man flag there. That's a fun one. I'm a flag enthusiast myself, so that one's particularly fun with the 3 legs. I wonder who came up with that design back then, all the way back when.
Yeah. All right. Jumping right on in. We've got JIF music in the color red, playing as the Sengoku Daimyo here on Dry Arabia in this best of 3, up against Bexder, who is spawning in the carrier, playing as the Chinese. As you mentioned, Socrates, rare civilization indeed. We don't get to see a lot of Chinese in these tournaments just because it's such a strong civilization, or hailed as such a strong civilization at the moment, that most players just choose to ban it straight up. But Bexder mentioned it, like, he plays a lot of Shushi, and instead JIF Music decided to ban Shushi away from him.
Yeah, that's definitely kind of come into play, where the drafting is it's just an element of these tournaments that's always so fascinating, because on the normal ladder you just don't deal with that, right? If you're just playing on ladder at home, or even at the Conqueror level on ladder, you don't deal with drafting. You just pick your civ and go. These tournaments, it changes up a little bit, and so the back and forth and the mind games that these players go through. I remember talking with Makomi in King of the Rockies, not this year but last year, and I was talking to him before or after his sets, and he was just talking about how much the drafting mattered. He was like going through his mind and talking out loud kind of with us, like what he was thinking about, like, how is he going to draft this? How is he going to try and get his civs in? It's a real consideration these players have to think of.
Exactly. I mean, it's like one of the main reasons as well why there's a relatively high barrier of entry for tournament games, or rather tournaments in general specifically, just because there are these drafting systems. So players that only really know how to play like 1 to 2 civilizations, they're going to struggle when their main civilizations are just going to get banned right out, because players do have the information. They can just look you up on AOE4World. They can see which civilization you typically play, and if there's no variety, they're just going to ban it straight up.
Yeah, that's the best of the best in this game have to be good at all civs, which, I mean, it never ceases to amaze me how good these players can be. because you can get really, really good at 1 or 2 civs. Getting really good at like all of the civs is a whole different story, and it's just no easy feat. You have to really have it. And as I said, like as every new civ gets added in, the number of matchups you have to be aware of just grows and grows and grows. There's a lot. I mean, I forget what the number is. I keep losing track of the math because we keep adding more civilizations, but there are a ton of matchups now.
Yeah. I mean, for every single civilization, the amount of matchups that or potential matchups that we are getting in just is getting absurdly higher and higher. So definitely something that, these individual matchups, you have to start categorizing civilizations at some point where it's like, hey, is this a feudal age all-in civilization? Is it a heavily armored type civilization? Is it a Zerg, like infantry style civilization? You got to start categorizing civilizations in order to have general type of game plans up against them. That's something that has been pretty established in games like RO32, for example, at this point, where there's just so many different civilizations that all excel at different things that you just start categorizing civilizations into their like strength compartments.
Yeah, you've got your feudal knight civs. You've got definitely, and they're definitely kind of already, like you mentioned, kind of we've started doing that already. And you kind of have to. You really do have to. We got Coca Township coming up. We've got the age up here for China already as well. No surprises to be seen so far. Looks like it's the 3 food cart opening for JIF music.
Yeah, and 6 villagers on the Coca Township, so he still wants to get a relatively quick age-up timing in as well behind this. Doesn't want to just bide his time, and 8 villagers on wood does tell me that he wants to get a production building in as soon as he gets that age-up in as well. So probably will want to go for at least a couple of Yari cavalry as soon as he hits that feudal age.
Yeah, and it'd be a good choice too, because we see China, and one of the reasons it's been so good for so long now is the pro scouting that it can do as well. Not only does China get taxes, not only does it have a faster build speed, not only does it have all these other things going for it, it also gets pro scouts just as easily as anyone else.
Now, production building is going to be coming in. It is indeed going to be that stable. So JIF Music is going to be getting some of the Yari cavalry out in order to try and at least deny or delay a little bit of the pro scouting that's going on. He's going to have to be really, really quick with that, though, because pro scout has already been researched by Bexder behind this. And now with the supervision on the stable, those scouts are going to be very, very quick at bringing those deer back home. And the barracks also coming behind this. Beautiful, beautiful deer spawn, by the way, for Bexder as well. Has a deer spawn in the back, so what he can do in theory is just focus all his attention on the deer in the front. That way, once that Yari cavalry comes in, he's going to have a much easier time to just go for the deer in the back rather than the deer in the front.
Yeah, you always love when you get a good spawn that works into what you want to do nicely like this. JIF Music scouting out behind there. He can now see those deer in the back corner. We've got the first of the cavalry now on the field as well. And the ninjas can always do that slowdown that they do. Considering that, pro scouts already slow down with the deer, you can get those shinobi on top of them as well and really slow them down. You can trap them here. There's a world where that interaction would be really beneficial to JIF Music. Look at all that deer. How much is that food cart getting? Is that a full 60? It looks like it probably
should
would
be a full 60. Yeah, it's going to be a full 60 that is getting there. Bexder actually stealing away one of the deer there from JIF Music. So JIF, definitely something that you do have to keep in mind, that Sengoku is kind of reliant on those natural resources out on the map. So if you just let your opponent steal the deer away, your Yatais can't really gather up from them anymore. So definitely something that you are forced to contest, at least to a certain extent.
Of course, the spearmen already out for Bexder as well. Pro scouts, like you mentioned, focusing on the deer in the front. Should be able to get this entire pack home safely. And the cavalry now on the prowl, realizing what's going down, trying to deal with it. The first of the food deliveries going to the Matsuri. Yeah, that scout's got to drop that and run.
Just gonna be looking around at the moment for any lonesome spearmen and or scouts that he can take down. Yeah, Yumi Archer's already out on the field, so JIF Music is also in a position to potentially start doing a lot more pressure there. Bexder hasn't made any of his own horsemen yet. Definitely would be the next move for him, should he want to continue this game in the in the feudal age, but looking at the resource, he's already got over 800 gold in the bank. A lot of taxes definitely also paying dividends here. And yeah, it's just looking to potentially just bridge the gap over to Castle Age next. Oh, the scout is distracting the spears.
That's kind of nice. Onto the gold villagers. That's going to be one dead vill. At least it really should be. There goes one.
Yeah, one.
And out without any damage done. Nice little grab there from JIF Music. Some good play using the scout to distract the spears. We'd love to see it. And now the Yumi Ashigaru able to clean up the spears on the deer here. Now, this is a composition that just plays really well with Sengoku Daimyo, right? If you just get the upgrades to the Yumi Ashigaru, suddenly they become really almost a bit better. Or at least on par, if not a little bit better than average archers. And when they get all their upgrades in.
Oh.
And those spears, that's not far enough to run away. They thought they were safe. They thought they were good, but they were still being attacked. Shinobi popped out as well. They don't have any targets anymore.
Now Imperial Palace is going to be finishing up for Bexder. Still a lot of resource in the bank, so can just go straight for the Lancer spam. But that's what I mentioned, where he might not want to long-term go for the Lancer spam, as JIF Music is also just about able to click that age up now as well. Sake Brewery is coming in for him, of course, and yeah, will now be able to afford those mounted samurai. Yeah, nicely in the base. Already 3 traders in the Matsuri, so already 15% bonus gather rate on those villagers.
Another tricky thing with those Lancers for Bexder is that the horsemen for JIF Music get bonus damage into cavalry. So in the early parts, you only have 1 or 2 of those Lancers out. You don't like the trades with these horsemen who can catch up and outspeed you.
Yeah.
As they look for another dive onto
They're
the goal.
very fast
more
indeed.
Denial. More idle time caused.
It's something that villagers in theory could at least try and fight a little bit just to get some return damage. One of the villagers is going to get taken down. Looks like all of the horsemen, or most of the horsemen, one survives with just a sliver of health, are getting taken down as well. Bexder does have the lead when it comes to the Lancer count at the moment, but needs to be careful with the fights that he eventually does take. Second Lancer coming in. JIF Music, good micro there with pulling the weak Yari cavalry back as well. Ooh, this is something that Bexder needs to pay attention to, actually. If he just gets one, like level 1 melee damage upgrade, he needs 1 less hit in order to kill one of the Yumi archers. That actually does pay off pretty quickly. And oh, Shinobi's coming in. Nice dodge there from the Lancers.
Great swear you can start using, oh, Shinobi, every time they pop out. The slow, you can see the slowing effect there. Now the horsemen have just an easy time picking up these Lancers, just able to do more and more damage. Now with mounted samurai on the field as well, this becomes very precarious for Bexder.
There's enough Lancers to fight this, at least for the time being. Bexder, he's got a good army count in. Looks like JIF is going to be the first. No, actually, Bexder already has the first monk out on the field as well. Tries to pick off those relics now. We always have to remember as well that Bexder does have... Oh, he's actually still actively taking away the deer from JIF Music, so the Yattais are kind of going to run out of food to absorb from those natural resources out on the map here.
Oh, he's about to have another trader pop out of that food truck. I was to say, if Bexder catches that at the right moment, you could deny some pretty good value out of it. But looks like he's going to just miss it.
Relic should be getting intercepted there by the cavalry from JIF. Actually, oh my god. No, he didn't go for the relic. He wants to go for a raid around the base from JIF Music. Bexder, does he still have the 3 spearmen inside of his base? If he still has the 3 spearmen there, then he can just be fine to do whatever he pleases. Yeah, the spearmen are next to the gold vein. And I think, yeah, the monk actually did see that. Oh, the trader, the Yattai did get taken down, but the trader did not get taken down. Now, the Yattai almost dies, but enough mounted samurai there to defend. And the raid is going to be intercepted from the looks of things.
I feel like we can tell things are getting really intense when we're bouncing around the map as fast as we are. Lots of things happening. Looks like these mounted samurai, one goes down, the other, does he even get a Vil kill for the effort?
You got one in.
Got one?
Yeah, he got one in. Now, Bexder also going out to the boar, so is absorbing resources off the map here. And JIF, look at his food income, it's plummeted.
He's running out of resources at home. He's moved on to the berries now.
Berries are going to be a great food source for him, for sure. But he's got to do a farm transit. Oh my god, the timing! Bexder with the Lancer raid now. An attack move comes in. Shinobi
for the play, for the save, trying to help out the slowdown. Gonna keep most of the Vills alive. Only lost 3, maybe 4 or 5 go down.
4 does go down, but slow. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for him to get out there with most of the Lancers. Gotta remember, of course, that the Mounted Samurai from JIF are a good bit faster than the Lancers here from Bexder. So yeah, these Lancers, they're gonna take a little bit of additional damage here on the retreat. 2 of them extremely, extremely low. Charges also coming in sporadically.
I was wondering if the Yumi Ashigato could maybe pick him off there in time, but he's gonna get away with just a little bit of health left.
Oh, Monk gets pulled over. That just doesn't work. That doesn't work. 2 more Lancers going down here. Bexder losing a lot of his mass. Not something that he can realistically afford behind this. But he's still going for more raids behind this, so still active on the map. But he needs to start transitioning into a different unit. He's got a lot of resources. And oh my god, he's stealing the deer. If he gets away with this...
Menu. He's gonna get them all. I don't see how
there's knights nearby.
This.
But they are gonna get spread out. Actually, they're kind of dying close to each other. That's the important thing. Like, if they die close to each other, then the Yatai can still just gather up from them.
The aura from the Yatai is pretty big, too, so...
Yeah. Oh, a lot of Lancers did go down inside the base of Bexder. JIF able to keep most of his army alive. Destroyed value, good bit higher for JIF music at the moment. He's gotten more value in.
Yeah, he's taking some good fights. As Bexder's been spreading out, JIF music's got those samurai start doing better and better in smaller fights. I was going to say, this has been a very scrappy game here in Castle Age, in the early minutes of Castle. We do have a fully stocked up Matsuri now, so the farming and the sake brewery and that gold vein, it looks like, all getting buffed up by that. That's a lot of extra value coming in for JIF. That's going to help him keep pace with the taxes that China generates.
Oh, looks like the Sacred Site has been captured, but is going to get decapped soon. There's a nice raid going over to the boar where Bex's villagers are on at the moment. Does have an outpost nearby, double outpost, so is going to see this in time. Scout gets taken down, but the villagers are still in danger here. And JIF, he's positioning the cavalry between the outposts, so the villagers, once they jump out, they're going to be in for a difficult situation. As they, oh, actually, 3 made it somehow into the outpost and the stealth forest.
How did they manage that?
It's the alien technology. If you've seen, you know, Age of Disclosure, you would understand.
Oh goodness! Pretty healthy number of Lancers now from Bexder, but there's even more mounted samurai on the field. They're just not in one spot right now. Obviously, these ones here need to retreat and match up with the rest of their fellows.
Bexder is getting to the point where he really needs to get a granary transition going. But he needs Song Dynasty first for that. Should probably get to the point actually where he just buys some resources and oh, the Yatai scouting the berries there.
Getting a little desperate since the deer are gone, looking for those food resources that he can find. Villagers don't even know. Is that, you know, who wouldn't want a foreign food truck in their vicinity, right?
There's no scout with the army from Bexder. Yeah, he sees that this is not a fight that he can very easily take at the moment. He just needs so many more units. Barbican of the Sun now coming up next to the boar. It's still going to take a little bit of time, so Bexder, he's got to do his best in order to try and distract the units from JIF music at the moment. He is giving them a little run around, and can we quickly check the units on Bexder? Does he have the movement speed upgrade on them, or do they still move at default speed? Not from Bexder, I mean JIF music. Any of these red units. He does not have the... Wait. No, he doesn't have the movement speed upgrade. 1.62. He's lacking the movement speed upgrade. These units do not move with the extra movement speed. That is a big waste from JIF at the moment. He cannot catch up.
So much time wasted on this, just chasing them down, and you have to keep chasing. That's enough Lancers. You can't let them in the base unabated. The food truck betrayed them.
Yeah, but now a good bit of idle time being caused here inside the base of JIF music. Lots of villagers just running for their lives there. JIF not losing too many of his knights, and just most importantly being able to keep the entire military force of JIF music at bay here, and now the granary transition is coming in inside the base of Bexder. He just dropped down 2 granaries, completely surrounded that one with the farms. So once that comes in, he's gonna be in a pretty heavy spot. No, the Shinobi!
Shinobi could be huge here, slowing down, and that'll be the difference. Rancher's getting down, getting bogged down on the one. Yatai goes down. This was not as catastrophic as it could have been, but he could now turn and pinch the remaining ones if he just turns around. He's got him right there where he wants. He just needs to turn and surround the one in the back.
Yeah, the numbers are just so low, and there he goes, turns around. That is big losses, and now JIF with almost 30 mounted samurai. Bexder, he just got his farm transition in, and this is a tale as old as time. When do Chinese players die? It's in the farm transition, and there it goes. Bexder realized he has no leg to stand on against this many samurai, and yeah, game number 1 gonna be going over to JIF music in this one.
I think the Shinobi won that because the moment he slowed them down at the edge of the map, that just let him get the right positioning then to surround that group of Lancers, and that was it. I mean, the game was already trending in a good direction for JIF at that point, but that felt like a really good killing blow. Just being able to get the Shinobi out, slow down those Lancers, and then use your Samurai to surround the back group and just knock out 7 or 8 of them in an instant. Good fight, and we come in at 19:06, just under 20 minutes. Game 1 going to JIF music.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty strong performance there early on from JIF music, and we've seen Sengoku so far just performing very well. Next up, we're going to be moving over to Kawasan, where we will be seeing the Ayubits coming in for JIF music up against the English, actually, from Bexder. English on Kawasan, not something that we see too many times. Especially since on these little ponds, you don't really get any value from the Admiralty upgrade, so it's not like they've got any great water bonuses outside of the base, like a little discount that they have on all ships.
Yeah, which is nice, but yeah. I mean, then again, at the same time, like, does the Ubids have a lot going for? I guess they have the fast age up play they could go for if they want to get really sneaky with it, but I'm not sure how effective that'd be here on Kawasan. An interesting matchup to see here. An interesting map, too. Kawasan's just an interesting map. I do enjoy it quite a bit, but it's just kind of a funny one. It's got all those berries in the middle, right? Which for Ubids, eventually, like if this game goes late and they get map control somehow, that'd be really nice for them just to eat all those berries up. You got the water on either side. There's just a ton of food on this map to be had.
Yeah, on the middle, there is a great amount of food, especially for civilizations like the Ayubits, which are able to boost up those berry patches. And at the same time, though, on a map like this, you kind of want to get your food from the water, not from your villagers, so from the fishing ships. It's just more efficient because you will have additional... Oh yeah, it is actually flipped around from the looks of it. It's going to be JIF music with the English here and Bexder on the Ayubits.
Yeah, our overlay trying to pull one on us here again, but
wait.
Yeah, Cow keeps forgetting.
JIF music had Shushi. Yeah.
Bad cow.
Exclamation mark blame in the chat.
Exclamation mark blame. Oh goodness. No, for real though, shout out to our production crew who has constantly pulling the levers behind the scenes to make everything happen. It really is just incredible. But we're about to dive in here to game number 2. JIF music, Bexder going at it. JIF music with the match point. Bexder hoping to be able to play onto Frisian Marshes later if he can, but it has to win here first as we dive in.
Here we go. First stock, of course, coming in for the English. Bexder on the same pond, going with his own dock as well. These docks for the Ayubits, they're a good bit cheaper, only costing 75 instead of 150 wood, so we'll be able to use that wood for additional fishing ships instead. On the other hand side, JIF music with the English, he's not going to get the immediate discount on the dock. However, every consecutive ship that is getting produced from that dock will be getting a discount.
There is that like build where you go for the cheaper, faster age up for a Ubids. I'm just wondering if he knows that the dock is going to be contested, if he goes for it and tries to get a military ship out before JIF is ready. I don't think that's really going to be the play here, though. I think they're just going to play it standard.
Mm. The main thing that we got to look forward, or rather out here for, is which wing the Iupids are going to be aging up with. Because on water maps, especially water maps where you have contested ponds, civilizations like Iupid and Abbasid, they kind of struggle when it comes to getting a good age up timing in, mainly because, of course, they can't rush their age ups in. They're kind
Yeah.
of tied to the House of Wisdom, so not being able to rush the age up in means that you might need to do something different. And the Iubids have an option with the advancement wing where they pay a lot less resource for the age up and it comes in a good bit quicker than normally. On the other hand side, you kind of lose an entire wing choice there, just with like a little discount. Gives you a good amount of tempo, but if you then can't take control on water, it feels really, really bad. And Bexder actually going for
Hmm.
an early second dog on the second pond. So we'll be able to get fishing going on both ponds. So even if one pond fails, he is not going to be off water completely. And this kind of gives him the opportunity to play a little bit longer feudal age, and maybe he won't need to go for the advancement wing.
Yeah, I might not need to. It does slow down his feudal age up even more, though.
Yeah, JIF is
Which,
already
again, you
on
can't
gold.
rush it up. So if JIF wants to get really aggressive, now the TCs are kind of far away, so I don't know how JIF would manage that, because English doesn't have a lot of capabilities to rush very quickly. Longbows, of course, are a little slower. I don't expect anything like that coming up here, but there's the House of
House of
Wisdom
Wisdom
coming
now
up.
coming
I am
up.
curious
Yeah.
what wing it'll be.
Honestly, he might still just go for... Wait, does he have a mining camp? He's got a mining camp on the gold, so it won't be advancement wing. At least it shouldn't
I don't
be.
know
You
that.
don't build a mining
I
camp
don't.
if you're going advancement.
Yeah, and I don't know what advancement wing would really get him here at this point. I mean, I guess the faster age up, but I just don't know that you'd get enough to win water super early. I just feel like it'd be a really, really risky gamble, especially when you're down a game.
Yeah, and Bexder doing the correct thing here. He's only going for a total of 3 fishing ships on this one pond where they're both fishing on. Just because the 3 fishing ships he's going to be able to garrison. Any additional fishing ship he won't be able to garrison, so that's just like an immediate death sentence to that one. So instead, it's just going to, like, any additional fishing ships will be produced on the other pond.
Abia King's almost halfway up now. Still waiting to see what we're going to get for you, but they need another food drop off or two to get there. He's got the gold. See Bexter taking a look at what's coming up, so he's got an idea. Pretty standard stuff from English so far. Nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, he's going to be getting access to that king early on. Just a lot of pressure that you can put up with the king. However, if Bexder decides to go for the dervish play... No, it's industry wing, actually, from Bexder.
Industry
Okay, that's
wing.
interesting. Yeah, means that he's going to be able to get a little bit of wood, a little bit of faster production speed, or rather building speed on the villagers. And that can actually be important if you want to rush up a dock on one of those ponds to try and take water control. 30% faster building speed actually comes in pretty clutch. However, this means that he will not have the dervishes, and dervishes are so good up against king because 2 dervishes just completely outheal the king. It's absolute disrespect when you have like 2 dervishes just like standing there, looking the king dead on in the eye, being like, "Yeah, you can't do anything to me."
First warship on the prowl now, and this is where it gets dangerous for Bexter here. He's got the second dock coming up. But that Hulk taking a shot at the first fishing ship here from Bexter. He's going to force those back in. He's only got enough room to garrison one. The next, okay, there's
has
the
a
next
second
dock.
dock,
He can
yeah.
garrison all of them.
There is a demo ship out now as well, and JIF Music going for the whole triple composition with demo, archer ship, and sprinkle ship. Honestly, at this point, it's such a big investment from JIF. I would personally just say, okay, just ignore this pond. He's already invested so much into the ships. Like, he's invested as much into these ships as Bexter has put into the docks and all the fishing ships combined. Just put up an additional 2 fishing ships up on the other pond instead, or rather docks on the other pond, and just boom to hell and back with fishing ships there.
Yeah, I agree. That's a lot of resources that essentially Won't be able to do much if
Another
you just let it be.
Springle chip? Okay, that's insane. That's so, no, JIF, you gotta cancel
Overkill.
that. And Bexder's going for a third dock. That is so unnecessary.
Oh no!
Like you should just wait, yeah, he cancels it.
There
That's
we go.
good. No, he's going for it again.
Oh no!
Realistically, I mean, these are the kind of like minute details that players that maybe aren't in like the top 10 to 20 like don't realize. But this is such a big investment from JIF. These like 4 ships here, that you can be so fine as Bexder just be like, okay, I'll just go on the other pond and be fine.
I mean, he is on the other pond, and he is fine over there.
Yeah, be more
He's
on
just
the other
also
pond.
trying to get on this pond.
Yeah.
And now it's spotted out too. JIF Music sees it.
He's getting up 30% additional building speed. Not to be underestimated. Loses the villager, but does get the dock up.
I mean, with that many docks, I feel like Bexder can contest this if he times it right. It just always feels awkward when you're trying to get onto the water with your opponent just sitting on it. You really shouldn't. It just doesn't feel good, you know?
It's not worth it. Yeah, he cancels it. He made chips on it and then he canceled it. He realized, yeah, this is just like you've gotten so much value out of the. Look, he's going for a third Springle chip. Like that dock costs 75 wood. That Springle chip alone is like twice of that, like almost 3 times the cost there. It is more than 3 times the cost. It's so worth it.
Hear me out. At this rate, every time he builds a dock, another Springle chip comes out, and it's just helping him out. Maybe Bexder should just keep building docks and forcing JIF to keep making more Springle chips.
Please no, if he keeps losing villagers with it, it starts not being worth it. But yeah, he's going for 5 docks now on the other pond. This is the correct call. Just boom, boom, boom on water. Go for the fast Castle Age follow-up and just make Camel Lances. He's already got a couple of Desert Raiders. These are going to be great when it comes to potentially harassing on the gold vein right now, which he hasn't done so far, but does have the option to do so. Get an outpost up on the gold just to make sure that if the king comes around, you can duck to safety. And yeah, just go for the age up behind it. Needs to be careful though. It looks like the king is paying him a visit on the gold. Either the king or a scout. I do believe that it is going to be the king.
He's got one more Desert Raider somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not at home.
Oh, nice. He's got the outpost. Great. Yeah, not at home, so danger for JIF there as well.
I love the idling out of the gold there. And there's the other Desert Raider. Now
so now won't be able to idle out.
Shoo the king away.
Bexder's got so much wood in the bank, like really go ham on the like how many fishing ships does he have in queue right there on these docks? I hope whatever it is, he's got more.
He's got 13 total so far. Some of them might be... No, they're all on this pond then. I don't see any queue for the ships, though.
12 over here. He is actively producing from all of them.
Yeah, he is.
Actually, one is
missing. Eat up all those fish really quick.
If you split them off to like 4 on every single one of them, and then the additional ones you just put on the shoreline fish, like it's gonna last you a long time. Shoreline fish has been buffed after all. It now has 600 instead of just 500 food. So you can really like get an insane tempo lead, and we can already see that manifesting right now. If you look at the food income, JIF Music at 350 food per minute, Bexder almost doubling that.
Well, and moreover, Bexder is just like half a minute away from clicking up.
Yeah. JIF Music is starting to make some horsemen, but horsemen don't feel good when there's Desert Raiders out on the field. Does of course have the healing factor with his king. And if the Desert Raiders are caught out of position, they can be taken down as it's happening right now in the wood line. Desert Raiders getting taken down. Logistics wing now on its way for Bexder. Not going for the reinforcement wing. Does go. Okay, cancels it. Goes for the reinforcement wing instead.
I like the switch, actually. I mean, as much as I love going for logistics, I think reinforcement might be the better thing. You need to make sure you don't get overwhelmed by the numbers here. Horsemen obviously aren't going to do too much in your home base, but able to at least kind of contest there. What you can't afford is to lose water somehow. You don't want to let them burn down your stuff. But the nice thing again about this is kind of where he can't rush this age up, but the nice thing for Bexder is that he's going to continue to bank resources this entire time. So he's going to be ready to hit the ground running once he gets up to Castle Age.
Once he hits Castle Age, exactly, he's going to be getting 3 Desert Raiders in immediately, and by the time he gets up, he can also just get a couple in beforehand. A couple of raids now coming in, Horsemen on the prowl. Cavalon East does help a little bit here with mitigating damage, but not going to be enough. One more villager is going to go down. Yeah, Bexder might probably need to fall back a little bit deeper into his base. He's getting a lot of food here from the fishing still. JIF music, though, seemingly has caught up, and yeah, at the moment actually has a great amount of fishing ships ready and active as well. Little fight is coming in. King also hitting the wood line now, but losing a great deal of horsemen on the other side as well. He's kind of not really hitting the greatest timing behind all of this. Hasn't killed any additional villagers. Now the first villager's going down. Little TC Hopperino as well. Yeah, JIF, I mean, he's on 13 horsemen. He's just continuously spamming more and more of these horsemen. And this is what JIF loves to do, just being non-stop aggressive with cavalry. Mentioned it before the set started. But it might actually just bite him here. Age up isn't too far away.
King goes down, so the healing's gone, your heavy unit's gone. These horsemen are going to feel like just paper mache once camel lancers start coming out. And Bexder has the food and gold to make a couple. And here comes the age up. He's going to immediately queue in. The Raiders popping right out into the fray.
Villager could fight.
The upgrades come in.
He's not pulling the A move. Could have pinched those horsemen there and take all of them down. As it stands, means that JIF isn't going to lose out on all of the tempo that he has, but now alongside the Desert Rares is going to be Camel Lances as well. Camel Lance is going to be absolutely great here, not taking any bonus damage from these horsemen. There we go, this time A move on the Vills. Nope, still not going for the A move. That is going to lose a couple more of the villagers. Little raids here and there as well.
Was that wall done?
Paying too much respect.
Get through that wall?
The wall is done, but still idle time being caused. Villagers on the woodline not working quite yet. Needs to queue more camel lancers as well behind this. It's kind of stopped queuing camel lancers. Has the resources for it.
I think we're going to see the tempo swing now here.
Yeah, JIF's got the resource to age up behind this now. We're just about.
Bexder needs to get some damage done right now. A lot of horsemen still alive, though. I don't know if there's enough here for the fight. Even with the age up and the leveled up units, I don't think there's enough.
Camel Lance is a little bit slow there. The horsemen weren't in the front in order to tank most of the damage up. And still, the Camel Lancers are just missing more in queue now. But he is going to get another batch in on the Desert Raider soon. King's Palace now coming up for JIF. He's going to have an additional TC scaling factor working for him. Fight's getting taken. Is he mistaking these Camel Lances for Desert Raiders? He's taking the fight. Trading out effectively though. Weak horsemen are actually not getting microed back. Just losing a good amount, but did of course secure the time for the age up to come in. Veteran Sea Horsemen now coming in as well behind this. And this many horsemen, I mean, he's got the mobility factor working for him, right? But now Knights coming in as well. Bexder needs to really get a lot of units in now. He's actually got a good amount. He just needs to keep the pressure going.
The tricky thing is that JIF can just pump horsemen all day. Look at his food a minute. When he was sitting at 1k, it's starting to fall off now a little bit, but he has just been cranking. He's got the food to keep making these horses. Eventually, I think the Camel Lances are going to make that not worth it anymore. But for the time being, it's been working really well for JIF. He's really been able to close the gap.
He's sneaking by?
Castle Age. He's going right past. Oh, no.
Oh, that can't be. How does Bexder...
No way. Right through. Right through the gap in the vision.
See it. He's just going for the wood line again. Camel Lances are there. Camel Lances! Okay, Bexder realizes villagers are getting pulled. Might still lose a couple. Actually, making it back in time. Veteran Sea on the Horseman now in as well. Bexder is sending all of his units back. Wheelbarrow finally coming in as well. Bexder also switching into Spearman of his own. And there's just a couple of horsemen. Oh, he found two villagers there on the sides as well.
And a dervish to boot. Man, JIF is getting some incredible value in these fights. He's just kind of prowling everywhere all at once. And Bexder's just having a hard time keeping up with it.
Yeah, this is just the thing that JIF is doing so well with these horsemen. It's just buying time behind this. He's getting his own transition ready when it comes to the Spearmen, to the Knights as well. Bexder's finally starting to get in some relics, but he's still on 1 TC compared to the 2 TC now from JIF. So doesn't quite have the transition there. JIF music now also behind us, starting to get the first farm cluster in. These horsemen still just being able to run around, and it's still something that Bexder is going to have to respond to, or rather respect. This might be... Oh, he gets it! A Wololo attempt.
This is the tricky thing with horsemen just being so quick, able to kind of skirt around and not take the fight they don't want to. He might actually get some chip damage from these ships. That demo ship just begging to get a chance to blow up in front of these camels.
Yeah, now
The tricky thing is that
trying to come in.
Bexder's going to be down eco because this going for the King's Palace, kind of an inspired choice, letting JIF music continue to scale. He couldn't deal with the water. I mean, they each kind of took their own pond on water, but now JIF has really closed the gap and is, if anything, he's looking like he's a bit ahead here now. And he's going to continue to scale that way for as long as he's got a town center up over Bexder.
Both players going for the mass spearman play at the moment. I mean, in theory, if Bexder is able to get Phalanx in, his spearmen are going to perform a lot better. Phalanx is available for the IU bits as well, alongside the Sultan's Bravery, or Sultan's Mamelukes, or what it's called, the upgrade you can get to boost up your spearmen there, or rather all infantry. Once again, raid, the horsemen on the prowl. Looks like Bexder is going to be expecting this though. Spearmen in position. There's a great fight here.
Excellent choke point there.
A couple of the horsemen down.
Bexder definitely needs more fights like that. But he's getting raided from the other side now.
Oh, again. Yeah, something else that he needs, like, really needs to do is he needs to start putting some of the Desert Raiders into range attack stance.
Yeah,
just missing out on so many damaging opportunities. Yeah.
Let the Camel Lance just be the front line at this point and just get the range in the back. You got a critical mass. You get a critical mass of those Desert Raiders. Just start letting them sit back and chip damage behind while your front line does its work. A lot of these walls that Bexder has made aren't doing him a lot of good. Like, he's walling off the map, but this front door is just wide open. Like, the critical spots that he needs to shut down, he's letting the horsemen come in and through. He's got units here now to...
He's also baiting
choke point down.
JIF a little bit. JIF actually losing a good couple of units here.
Including the king.
At the food income, JIF at almost 2,000 food per minute, 55 workers on food. Bexder only on 22.
Difference
and the total resource per minute. This is it. This is, yeah, look at this farming economy. JIF is fully transitioned. Bexder needs to go now. Literally right now. If he doesn't take a big fight inside the base of JIF music within the next 2 minutes, it's over. It's also not fight into the spears. The spears!
Oh
no. Loses 1, 2, almost 3 Camel Lancers.
That is a spiky blob right there. Desert Raiders need to be trying to pick those off, but that's a lot of spears.
Oh, he's going for archers now. Spearmen in the front, Camel Lancers on the ranged. And with the dervishes, a push can work. Got a lot of resources in the bank as well.
Going back to his base. Oh, I don't think that'd be...
Dervishes, the pathings, very awkward there.
Can Bexder hold into Imp, and then what would he do from there?
Range formation. Oh, still in melee formation mode. It's being taken in the choke point. Spearman, Phalanx not in quite yet. It's being researched behind everything. And JIF, he's just A moving in. Phalanx in now, yeah. Should be getting some good connections in there. Still, Desert Raiders without the ranged attack. Just not getting his DPS in.
Camel Lancers dropping like flies, down to 13.
Yeah.
This feels like it might be it. 30 spears, that's enough to deal with everything that's here still. This looks like it could... does not feel good for Bexder, who was thinking about Imperial Age.
Wololo inside of the base. From JIF, looks like there was a little Spearman raid, but it's just way more villager losses inside the base of Bexder here. Does manage to clean up the army, though. So there is still a sliver of hope, I want to say, as there's just so many units storming. Yeah, JIF, he's just non-stop streaming. Also, outpost at the front line behind this is going to be getting the aura in. So Spearmen and Knights, oh, not the Knights, but like the rest of the army is going to be attacking a lot quicker. But the trickle might not be the best thing here for JIF, as the trickling means that the units are getting picked off one by one. So destroyed value actually now in favor of JIF music. He doesn't have any farms yet. He did put up a second TC.
And the nice thing is he's still got that fishing eco just kind of churning in the background. So he's going to have a baseline of food. But yeah, he needs farms. And he cannot let these knights and king do damage on the back of it. Gotta clean this up. Again, his base is just like, he's got walls, but they're in like the weirdest places. He's not like optimizing this by closing it off.
And JIF, he's only just going for the villager kills. He knows that his economy is superior, so if he just keeps killing,
now he's doing
eventually Bexder cannot keep up, and he's gonna imp soon.
Yeah, JIF realizing he can't trickle in like you mentioned, starting to mass up again. The tricky thing is now JIF is the one who's threatening to go into Imperial Age. I was gonna say once he gets onto the gold, he's got the food. Bexder is
this could be
sold the farm to stay alive.
If Bexder, I want to say like a really good game plan right now for Bexder would be go with the keep a lot more forward and then just mass manganiques. And you can take down the entire infrastructure from JIF inside of his base. The Wingard Palace, sure you can get a lot of cavalry out, but the spearmen from Ayubits are just so strong. Legitimately, 4 or 5 manganiques, the entire base from JIF just falls.
Well, critical mass of those into the fire damage, just the spread that would cause. The problem is I just don't know that Bexter's gonna be able to angle into that. He feels like he needs to do something now. But going into English base with this mass isn't going to do very well. Spears can't stand and fight. The archers are gonna be able to pick up the spears, but the knights behind this. And here comes the Imperial Age. He's forced to back up.
It's the moment.
Feels very tenuous. Yeah, manganiques here would help a ton.
If he just takes down the houses alone, like that already is gonna mean that JIF is gonna have to invest a ton of wood into remassing that population space. Oh, the camels, they're not moving.
Oh no.
He's getting completely surrounded. He didn't realize in time. Losing all of the camel lances like that.
Save one to tell his
trade,
friends.
And no manganiques in yet. He's getting them up now. I believe he just started placing some.
He's got the resources for it. He's got the wood.
No, it's Springles.
Springles.
I mean, not bad against the spears, but you need manganiques.
Yeah, this is one of those things where he's thinking, okay, there's lots of spears. Springolds do good into spears. Like, yeah, but you know what else goes good into spears? 8 manganiques. Like, they would do just as well.
Just spearmen are good enough against the Wingard raiders. Just spearmen are good enough against crossbows. Just spearmen are good enough spearmen. The 4 Springles are gonna do great. Don't get me wrong; they're absolutely gonna do great up against the spears that JIF Music has already out on the field. But Bexder now, he needs something to take down the infrastructure. He needs manganiques.
Manganiques is the best siege unit that Ayubids have available. They're so good. The fire shots they have, especially when you get them in mass, spread. I mean, it's just insane how much damage they can do over such a large area.
Yeah, it looks like it wants to age instead, but honestly, that doesn't feel good. That does not feel good. There's just so much, such a much better way to play this right now. 36 archers though. He has a really good army against the units that JIF has out here at the moment.
Yeah, if he could get a good fight, he could buy himself time.
Out.
Yeah, he needs a trade.
Actually, JIF Music at the moment is fully army pop. So this actually does buy Bexder a lot of time. Like, the current army from JIF is not good. So if he just stays max popped and doesn't get any like different units in, the next fight for Bexder isn't gonna be a bad one. Still, I wish it would stop with the Springles at this point. Yeah.
I mean, they'll do good for this fight. They'll be really good in this fight, and then after that, like, where do you go from there? Because that's what the manganiques afford you. We keep saying it. Like, they afford you an ability to push forwards, to take out this tower that's coming in. Imagine fire shots on that tower right now. Those vills would be dead. The tower would be down and burning. Like that. It's the perfect unit for this. Unfortunately, now Bexder is also population capped. He is at his 200 of 200. Looks like he just destroyed some fishing boats to make some room.
Yeah, he wants to get the age up in. Question is which age up he's gonna choose at the end of the day. Probably, I want to say, like, the Adabax advisors would make the most sense now. Either that or maybe logistics just for the healing. Oh, Springles getting dove on. Villagers also in peril, but the keep, of course, helping out. And it is going to be advisors. Question is, what units does he put the advisors into? What production buildings? Is it going to be in the barracks? Is it going to be in the It looks like barracks. He put up a lot of barracks at the front side, so maybe just very high HP spearmen that could come in.
It's not bad. At least for, again,
I know
for a
JIF
fight or
is
two.
JIF is a cavalry fiend, so yeah, JIF is a cavalry fiend though, so maybe it's actually like a good play up against him. White is getting taken. JIF, he just wants to get rid of his spearman numbers. He doesn't want to make spearmen anymore. He wants cavalry and cavalry only. So getting rid of the spearmen here is exactly what JIF wants to do.
He's queuing into crossbows now. That actually plays still into what Bexder is doing, because crossbows are just going to get eaten alive by this. I'm not sure why he's angling into that. I think he's expecting camels and ghulams and other things, but right now, Bexder would welcome crossbows at this point with what he's got.
Yeah. Chat asking what advisors do. So advisor spawns a couple of Adabaks inside of your base. The Adabaks are basically just camels, and you can garrison the camels inside of your production buildings. And units made out of production buildings where the Adabaks are in, they get additional health, 15% additional health on them. So it just makes them tankier.
Crossbows is such a strange choice. Like, crossbows are a decent unit, but these are not Arbitrie. No. Like, I don't know why you'd be massing them up. Oh no! You're playing into his hands!
Strong, but he doesn't know about the crossbow mass yet. And he does have a good amount of archers.
Now.
He will, yeah. We're gonna find out. Knights trying to dive for the Springald. Spearmen trying to intercept, but a couple of them will go down. But rest of them are still moving forward. Cannon placement now in on the outpost as well.
That's dangerous.
Location following up.
Front line's going down, and in come some more horsemen and spears. Front lines are mostly cleaned up for both sides. A couple more spears to match the knights there. Yeah, you do not want to stand and fight in this tower.
This is the moment where he needs to take down the outpost quickly. He could burn it down quickly. Nah, it's too late. It's too late. Now the placement's going to come in.
You cannot afford to let that hit your archers. I mean, you can just see the one cannon almost knocked out 4 of them right there.
Yeah, it's very strong now.
Point, Krebs and Manganiques. That's the play.
Elite upgrade coming in the archers. Elite upgrade coming on the spears.
As someone who really likes the Ubids, I always die when I see players who are, frankly, a lot better than I am at the game not making Manganiques with the Civ because they're so good, and it's like, no, trust the Manganique.
It's a literal win condition.
It really is.
It is a literal win condition, which is insane, just having a 1-unit win condition, but that's just the way it is.
I mean, we got Force Archers that exist, so Ubids can just have the Manganique. It's fair. It's fair. That cannon tower proven kind of thorny.
Archers actually getting pushed into the fight here, not what you want to see. A lot of them will get taken down. Spearmen trying their best at the front line.
These archers are focusing on the knights in the front line. They need to get onto the crossbows.
And the spears. Yeah, I mean, taking the spears down as well is quite nice because it means that the Sultan's buff is coming in on the archers, so any consecutive damage is going to be great, even up against the knights. He is able to push him back. The issue is just the income behind this is so bad for Bexder, by comparison, that every time these trades are coming in, it's just looking better and better for JIF.
Got the first bombard on the field as well, so now that keep is no longer a guaranteed safe spot. This is one of those things where, like, it's a grindy game, but you can just kind of feel JIF just getting those incremental gains, and this right here could be a wall breaker. Lombard taking the first shot at the keep. That's not something you can afford to throw villagers at to keep up. And the towers, this is what English does so well in Imperial Age and why it's one of the best Imperial civs, is the tower creep. They just start creeping up, just incremental gains.
is also still missing for Bexder. I don't think he prioritized the upgrade there. Can we quickly check his base, see where the advisors, where the Adabaks are in at the moment? They're in, it looks like, yeah, barracks. There's a barracks. Actually, archer, he put them in archer ranges as well. That's not good. You shouldn't put them inside of the archery ranges. Not in these buildings. So they're mostly around the TC and in all manner of buildings. First, the Manganique now.
Did that bombard get taken out? I think it did.
It looks like the bombard did get taken out. The keep is still alive. Fire shots are coming in.
Might be a day late and $1 short, but I'm happy to see them nonetheless. Got the spread. If he gets
definitely
more
supply
of
the value.
Don't let it get taken out by that tower.
the units are quite clumped up. Needs to be careful there as well.
I'm like waiting for the hammer to drop with that
Units could
tower
take a lot of
bombard.
damage from the emplacement. Coming
Three or four
in.
more of those.
Be absolutely great for him. Osman getting kind of stuck there on the outpost. Actually, are going to put it on fire, set it on fire though. Now might want a front line at least a little bit.
It's like 3 more Manganiques and this fight would be over in an instant.
Yeah,
the one's doing
absolutely.
it's doing some good work. It's just not doing it fast enough alone. That's kind of the problem with the fire shot is you need more, and he's not gonna. Don't lose it. No, and it goes down.
It's repaired though. Nice bombard already in queue as well. Wants to take down at least the cannon emplacement outpost there.
That's been
Totally
a
understandable
sticky thing for a bit now. Yeah, that one Manganique doesn't do a lot on its own. It's when you get 3 or 4 of them, that's when you start seeing these massive shots, and that it's not that expensive to do, but then they become devastating. But one alone just isn't going to do it on its own.
Yeah. Bexder finally getting Incendiary upgrade in now as well behind this. JIF Music starts to reinvest into the cavalry as well. Some men-at-arms now. Oh, big men-at-arms switch for him. And men-at-arms with armor-clad. Yeah, he's getting all the men-at-arms upgrades in now. They're gonna absolutely tank up against these archers from Bexder. So he's gonna need to do a tech switch at some point here up against this.
Well, he does have all those attabags in his archer ranges. He could just start making crossbows as well, I guess. The problem is what is he going to do about the crossbows?
Doesn't feel good making crossbows against crossbows. His opponents do have more attack speed. I can already tell, like, the men-at-arms, armor-clad isn't quite in yet, but now with Incendiary arrows, the archers are going to do a lot better. Silk type bowstrings also coming in. That is going to be the big difference maker, at least up against the crossbows with the additional range. Little raid coming in, though. Oh, that is going to be a big distraction for Bexder.
I'm not sure how it snuck in there. Did he transport ship across? I think he might have.
I don't think so. I think he just clicked around the shoreline, maybe.
I feel like we would have seen it.
I should take him down. It's not the biggest deal there. Now mass and men-at-arms. That's going to be a big issue here for Bexder. He's got a lot of gold, so maybe hand cannoneers could help him out, especially like with the Sultan's upgrade, as well as just general hand cannoneer stuff going on, of course. And the attabags. Have to get a good trade there against the bombard.
I feel like the longer this game goes on, the better it gets for JIF Music.
These are still Feudal Age men-at-arms, though. Finally, Castle Age men-at-arms upgrade has been queued, but it's going to lose a good number of them before that comes in. Silk bowstrings also in now, so the archers can like really take great trades here if Bexder decided to push forward, and he really does need to apply more pressure at the moment.
He really does. He's playing very on the back foot. Archery mass can do a lot of damage here.
In the range of the keep, but he's on a timer here. He might not realize just how much on a timer he is on at the moment.
You said it yourself. If that keep had been a bit more aggressive, it would have done a lot more for him.
Yeah, I mean, Bexder, he could also like snipe down the dock and like deny a lot of food that way. Force JIF into more farms, more for farming economy.
Archer Mass is doing a pretty good job
coming in the med-arms. Yeah, but once this elite men-at-arms upgrade is coming in, like that's an additional +2 pierce armor on the men-at-arms. It's gonna make him very, very strong. There's just still no move out into something else. We do see the elite crossbow upgrade coming in. Biology coming in now as well.
I don't see how Bexder breaks through without better siege and better stuff. We see some short bow action coming out here. Villager on villager aggression.
Little wall getting drawn up.
And they're one-shotting
pile of time on the villagers, yeah. JIF Music at the moment at 141 economy, Bexder at 135. These two players just really valuing economy over military aggression at the moment from the looks of it. There's a lot of men-at-arms in queue now coming in for JIF Music. But yeah, now you can really see just how tanky these men-at-arms have become. And Culverin is gonna get focused down by the crossbows. Gets taken down. You can just yeah, this is the moment now where Bexder realized that he can no longer just mass archers up against everything. You can start focusing down the crossbows on the backside, but you just don't do damage up against the men-at-arms with your archers anymore. Set some raids coming in. That's a good distraction piece there. Finally also starts shooting up against the crossbows. That's the correct call, especially with Silk Tie's bowstring. You're gonna be able to take down all of the crossbows behind that.
The difference is the bank behind this, right? Look at the food for JIF. He's got so much more food coming in than Bexder.
Yeah. So the raids are also very important here. The idle time over there is also just great. Arms being trickled in. We are getting the cannon placement now as well. A couple of, looks like elite Desert Raiders actually coming in.
Bexder seems hell-bent on making more Culverins. I really think I think he experimented. Like they're good. They're good.
Not bad because they're able to deal with bombards. You can snipe bombards very easily with them with just a little bit of additional range on them. No setup time as well. So they do work quite well in that situation.
It feels like he experimented with one Manjanique and it didn't work out because it was only one and he's kind of moved away.
Oh, wow!
Oh my goodness.
How did he not notice that there's a random... Oh, that might just be GG. The keep inside of the base from Bexder. All the reinforcements are going to get held up by that. He's going to need
he can produce units from there too.
And some units as well.
You can just start popping out knights just right there. That's insane to let that just sneak up on you like that.
Indeed it is.
He had to have transport shipped over there. There's no other way unless he burned through the wall somehow.
He might have, yeah. At the
same time, he had to have transported across.
Top goals as well. Yeah,
sure enough.
He did indeed transport ship it.
That's sneaky.
And this,
well, that'll win him the game.
JIF, he's actually just relentlessly throwing units into the keep there with all of the emplacements on as well. It's got the cannon placement on, but just not able to take down the units quickly enough. And Bexder, he's got not enough wood at the moment to get a Culverin in to take down the keep inside of his base. That's a pretty big issue for him right now. Just all of the armor on these men-at-arms, like the keep just cannot take them down quickly enough. The horseman also just kind of stuck on them. He got the elite crossbow upgrade in, but hasn't really used it at all. We haven't seen any crossbows coming in from Bexder so far, even after researching the elite crossbow upgrades. And he's going for elite Ghulams, but Ghulams don't do a lot of damage against armor-clad men-at-arms.
Yeah, the crossbows will just eat them for breakfast. Not much going here. This seems like the beginning of the end for Bexder. He had some windows, he really did, and he's done a good job of holding as best he can, but in the end, this music with English in the late game is just going to be proving too much. The tech switch was exactly what he needed. It took some time to get broken through, but now with the keep behind this as well that he has waiting for him, this game's over.
It is just too much now at this point in the game. JIF music completely in control. He just deleted 30 of his own villagers as well. And now he's just starting to overwhelm. Still over 4,000 food per minute. Just non-stop units coming in here at this point in the game. Bexder just cannot stem the tide of units that is streaming in across. He just cannot get rid of these men-at-arms. The archers just not doing enough damage up against the armor-clad. That is like, what, 11 ranged armor on these men-at-arms right now? It is just way too difficult to handle. And with that, Bexder still trying, but the army count is dwindling down to 30 at this point in the game, up against the 70 here from JIF Music, who's also sprinkling in just a couple of rams behind this to take down any production building left behind the wake of his army.
You know, the old adage, win the water, win the game. I think that kind of happened here for JIF. He won that pond, and then he used it to transport and then get this keep across, gave himself a foothold in the base, able to break through and distract Bexder a little bit, able to grind him out in the late game. I guess it holds true for this game as JIF Music now just systematically destroying every bit of Bexder's base.
Yeah, all the production building getting taken down. JIF Music also expanding the network of citadels behind this with the outposts coming up behind. Osman trying to get the engagement up against the crossbows, but in this mass with incendiary arrows, just a couple of horsemen are not going to be able to stem the tide.
51 build kills to 21 build kills. I always love those late game stats when you're going in 40 minutes.
I think
the ridiculous numbers getting just piled on top. Corpses upon corpses as we see more men-at-arms in the tree line there.
He's just building outposts in the back as well. This is such a caster move there as well. And there it is. GG comes in. JIF Music able to advance in his side of the bracket. Bexder, he's going to have to say goodbye at least for this weekend, but still has, of course, one more weekend to try and qualify for Red Bull Wololo. This means JIF Music, he's going to advance and has to face off against Core now.
You can kind of see here around the 23-minute to 29-minute mark, there was a real window there for Bexder. And again, I'm kicking the dead horse now by saying it ad nauseum, but Manjaniques, like you were saying, I'm saying it, that was the win condition right there. Start tearing down the base bit by bit. It's kind of how the way, it's kind of like the reverse what English did to you, right? English kind of just inched forward little by little. Bexder had a window. He could have done the same, didn't quite capitalize as much as maybe he would have liked to there. And instead, JIF Music, just with late game English, does late English things and takes the series.
Yeah, these type of things does happen, but this was still a great, I want to say, like, first impression here from Bexder on EGC, just in general, like an up-and-coming player. JIF Music at this time, I want to say he's, like, well-established in, let's say, like, a top 20, top 25, like, style setting on the leaderboard in tournaments. And Bexder, very, very fresh blood here in the tournament scene, and just absolutely showing off what he's got in store for us. And it looks like we can quickly take a look at the bracket, as it looks like, yeah, we've got a pretty interesting set ahead of us that's going to be coming up. So at the moment, we've got Balltune facing off up against Eric. Scarlet Devil going to be facing up against MSN. Valdemar versus Sass. That is going to be the set that we'll be covering on EGC next. Definitely a fan favorite. A lot of players, a lot of viewers, but also probably a lot of players looking forward to that one. A little bit of a grudge match actually between the two. If any viewer or something like that has subscribed to Age of Drama Weekly, they will know that these two players, they got some drama going on with each other. So this is most definitely going to be a grudge match between the two. Scatterbrain versus Down. Yeah, there will be blood.
Oh, that'll be a fun one. I'm excited for it.
Exactly. Scatterbrain versus Downfall also going on, and switching over to the second part of the bracket. We've got Eliona waiting for Kiljadi versus Jue to happen. Core versus JIF Music. Numudan versus 358 Footman and Lash versus Gento still going on. Myriad versus Axlev to decide on who is going to be facing off versus Corvinus, who was able to beat Ayamisato. So definitely we're getting to the point in the bracket where things are getting a lot more spicy.